My Blitz cabinet is hot, and I don't mean that just by the looks. This thing is a gorgeous cabinet, if I do say so myself. I think it's the one I'm most proud of how it came out. I mean, it just looks amazing. But temperature-wise, this thing gets pretty toasty. I didn't really realize this until I pulled it out one day. It sits in the corner here, and I never really felt it or got to touch the sides of it. But actually, if you touch down on the sides of the cabinet, you could feel quite a bit of heat coming off of it compared to the other cabinets I have. So what I thought I'd do is order some of these case fans from Amazon. These are actually USB powered. They have grills on them where you can keep people from getting their fingers stuck in them, keeping wires from rubbing against them inside the cabinet. So I thought I'd install it to the back panel of the cabinet. That way I can still take the cabinet on and off and not have to worry about the fan. I mean, all I'd have to do is unplug it, but this cord is plenty long enough. I'll just plug it into the back of the computer, which is right near the back of the case. And let's see if we can cool this thing down, because it's too hot for my liking. I would like this computer to last as long as possible. Electronics need to stay cool in order to have a longer lifespan. I got these on Amazon. It was actually a 2-pack of these for $14, and I'll link to them in the description below. If you guys want to install fans on the back of your cabinets, I think this is a pretty good option, but let's install it and find out. First, I'm going to measure the actual temperature of the cabinet with this laser gun that I have. Let's see how toasty it actually is. All right, so the air coming out of the back of the PC is 97.8 was the max it read. I've actually shot it before and seen it say over 100, so I guess once again, if I left it running longer, it'd probably be that hot. Let's just do some scanning around the cabinet. The rest of the case measures a maximum of 95. I've noticed this thing gets really hot too. The LCD processor there, or the LED screen processor, is 143.9 degrees. That thing gets crazy hot. I don't think that's actually heating up the cabinet much. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, this thing is blowing some hot air. The whole case is hot, actually. And I really don't like that. I want my stuff to be cool so it'll last longer. So let's get to installing this fan. So you really need to find where you're going to put the fan, first of all, where it's not really going to be in the way. Ideally, it would go up higher, but... Oh, it's a little dusty, sorry. Ideally, I would like to put it here or something just to really suck out all the heat in the cabinet, but there's no room up there. The marquee is in the way, the light up marquee. I may just put it right up under here on this back panel, maybe on this side, so it's pulling the heat straight above where the actual PC is. One of the tools you'll definitely need is about a 3-inch keyhole saw. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just put it right about here, so I'm gonna start it. That way I know where I need to drill. I'm going to take this off so I don't get a ton of dust in the cabinet. So in order to hopefully cut down on dust, I'm going to use the vacuum at the same time. We'll see if it works. And that's that. Once you've drilled your hole, it's time to get the fan ready. So to get the fan ready, basically just remove the grill. So just unscrew these. Don't lose any of these. You're going to really need these nuts and bolts. So let's get these off. Okay, put all those somewhere safe. All right, so what I do next is get the the fan grill as straight as possible where I'm gonna want to have the holes drilled. And then I'm gonna use a pen and just mark the holes so I can drill them out without holding this thing on there. Yeah, it's kind of straight. Let's go with kind of straight. Okay. Hopefully I'm doing this right, but we'll see. All right, looks pretty good. So now I've got my 4 markings and we'll drill these out real quick. Perfect. Well, hopefully perfect. We'll find out, won't we? Now all we have to do is install the fan, and just a quick tip, if you want to know which side exhausts, it seems to always be the side with the sticker on it. So this is the side that blows outward. You want it pointing away from the cabinet. All right, grill on the outside, fan on the inside, and let's see how it lines up. I really hope I did a good job here. This is a little tough to do one-handed, or with one person, I should say. Push these through. I would say push one through initially. How's that? Get one through the cabinet. Let's see if I can turn this sideways now. Okay, one through the cabinet and then one through the fan. It's going to be a very tight fit once you get this thing on there. So short of buying new machine screws or whatever these things are called, you're gonna have to really try to get this thing on. As you can see, it's just like a nub right there. So here's the hard part. You gotta push, these nuts are, the screws are not very long. So in order to get this nut to attach, you have to push really hard. Okay, once you've got it compressed, get it as tight as you can, and that's about all I've got right now. Tighten it down on the front once you've got it on there, and that should help keep it on. And just repeat the process. It's not easy. Wow, this is turning out to be way more difficult than I thought it would. Okay, it wasn't quite as easy as I thought. It's not quite as straight as I thought, but it really doesn't matter. It's a fan. I'm definitely sweating now after that. That was ridiculous. So apparently I didn't mark the holes very well, so I had to just kind of improvise and put a lot of muscle into getting these things on there, but it's on there. These are barely holding on, but they are holding. The fan is very sturdy, so I'm going to put it on the back of the cabinet, fire it up, and let's see how it goes. All right, so I've taken the USB power, plugged it right into one of the USB ports on the back of the cabinet. I've actually got quite a bit of room left where I can pull this pretty far away, not have to unplug it each time I open the cabinet, which was a big plus for me. All right, now that I've got everything back on, it's only been closed literally not even a minute, but I want to see how much heat is coming out of the fan right now. Wow. So right now 84 degrees is coming out of the back of the fan, which is quite more than I expected, so I guess it's probably working. So I've let it run for about another hour since I put the fan in, and it has already dropped about 4 degrees in the cabinet. At least the air coming out has. So I opened the cabinet, checked the computer, and the computer's dropped about 4 degrees itself. So I think once I let it run for a while or start it cold and then let it stay on that way, it's not going to build up nearly as much heat. Overall, I feel a lot better about the cabinet having a fan now. I don't have to worry about it overheating the PC at any point. The fans I bought are good. I actually just put one in the Killer Instinct cabinet also, just to keep it cool. I think if you're running a game that requires a ton of power from the processor, like NFL Blitz, Killer Instinct can stress a computer, but not nearly as bad as NFL Blitz. But if you're running something like Blitz, Mortal Kombat 4, Gauntlet Legends, any of those high-powered games that just use a ton of the processor, you might consider installing a fan on the back of your cabinet, or just put one on the back if you want to have a project and you want to keep your cabinet a little bit cooler. I'm going to leave links to the tools I use below. I'm also going to leave links to the fans down in the description below. So if you guys want to get some and try them yourself, go for it. Just know that those screws are not quite long enough, or they're just barely long enough, so you're going to struggle a bit to get them all the way through to get the nut on the end of it. But you can still do it. It is definitely doable. It's easier with another person helping you too. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below telling me if you tried this or what you would have done to make it better. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.